Oh yeah, that's some good H2O. Alright, we're back for a second part. Take 2, because this is the second time I'm doing this. A cat jumped on the computer, and I'm being messaged now. It's fine, we can ignore that for now. The cat jumped on the computer, and I got a mouse pad here, and she hit the damn little whatever left click of this thing and just stopped recording. Thankfully, I noticed this immediately. It didn't take too long for me to notice this, so here we go, part 2. We're coloring in Spade and Jericho. We got the outline all set up, nice and ready. I need to actually pull this up. I forgot I minimized that. We're not professionals here, and I'll say that with pride. But, yes, here we go. I'm gonna check every now and again just to make sure. Okay, good. We are still recording. We don't have to do a second part. But here we go. So now we're going ahead and we're going to color everything in. You can't see this because all of the layers stuff and all that stuff is... why can't I... I'm having... Ever since I had installed OBS... Let me see. Okay, that didn't screw up anything. For some reason, the H key is not pressing for some freaking reason. Unless there's something underneath the key that I just haven't noticed until now. See, now it worked. Problems. Thankfully, though, there should be no... That is not eyebrows. Thankfully, though, there should be no issue with pressing any button unless I go over to my number key. And even then, all that would do is just pause it. We're still going. I'm gonna have to check that every now and again, because we could have gone through the entirety of that, did all of that coloring in because of you, cat. Would have, I mean, I wouldn't have redone all of that. I would have just freaking been like, hey, this is done. Because the cat screwed everything up. I looked at the previous video show with a furry blur at the end of it. And, yeah. That's how it could have gone. But it didn't, thankfully. We'll check. Still recording. Good. It was only like a couple of minutes, thankfully. I fear for the day that it'll be an hour and we lose recording. Oh, crap. And what are you doing? I gotta bring this... Wait, can you see that? Okay, you can't see that. You can't see what I'm doing here. Ah, my outlines! That was the wrong one. Now we do that. Can you see that? I don't think you can... Wait, can you see that? Hold on. Hide in that. That's weird. You can't see me selecting the thing. Because as you can clearly see, I'm doing that. But it's not shown. The outlines. Anyways, doesn't matter. All you need to see is me creating the drawing and the drawing being built up. Yes! All we need to see right now, currently, in this particular instance, in this particular moment. And I did not want to do that. There's still one more step left for me to procure. There we go. So this part's the easy part, but it's more tedious. And it's mostly tedious because I gotta constantly create these layers and name them. Sure, I don't need to name them, but it's just gonna be a disorganized mess if I don't. Also, crap, I just got rid of, I need to look at the reference for her colors on some things. I'm pretty sure the spade on her cheeks is black, but I don't want to be wrong. This is why you need references. If you don't have references, you're going to... okay, I'm going too far. Not too far enough. Ah, yes, I was right. It was black. It was a black spade, and not a gray one. Gray. Alright, so... I'm not sure what to talk about. We just went on multiple different tangents on the first part. I got the water now, though. So, at the very least now, I can rehydrate. Ah, yes. The spinning has stopped. That is the wrong layer, you fool. I need to make a new one. This is the part that I hoped I could have showed y'all, but it's fine. We don't need to show the whole thing. But it kind of sucks that these swatches and the layers, I can't show you those because, I don't know, something to do with Photoshop's thing. I didn't look into that far. All I did was just readjust the size of this and, well, it works. You don't really need to see that much anyways. You just need to see me draw. Son of a bitch. There we go. Let's see. Ah, yes, you are wearing... Oh! How did I not notice this? Well, no worries. It's an easy fix. Boom. And you... I guess you can use it. I can just cut that part off a little bit, like right around here. Seems good. Do this and... this. There we go. If only you can see how that process is going. I'm basically... I don't know if newer versions of Photoshop has this. It should. It seems like a pretty detrimental feature, but there's like a... There's two squares that are merged together as an option. This is the one that's the two squares merged. And then I duplicate this. And we got the two squares that are outlined and that have nothing inside of it except for a small opaque square where the squares meet. I don't know how to explain this. You know what the hell I'm talking about. What is this? Wait, I could actually just look at what it's called. Maybe, unless it doesn't show. Ah, yes. This... Oh, let me do this. It's the wrong color, fool. This right here, this spade, is add to shape area plus whatever that setting is, and this area is intersect shape area. So as we duplicate it and bring it in, we have it go inside, which allows for us to get this precision. Sure, we can select the layer, but this works too. Wait a minute. This might be an issue. Let me see. Let me see. Where are the gloves at? Gloves. Where are the gloves in this family? I know I saved the gloves somewhere, unless... Oh, the gray parchment. The gloves, right? Looks like it anyways. Nope. Nope, that is not it. Did I put the gloves somewhere? I must have saved the gloves somewhere. I just can't seem to remember. Was it this? Which is weird because that's literally just a spade texture. That could work. To an extent, it doesn't matter too much. Because the colors don't look the same afterwards. But yes, this is this is in the wrong layer. Crap. Wait a minute, you son of a bitch, you! Alright, that's fine. It's an easy fix. Matter of fact, I don't even think I have to whoops. I don't even think I have to do that much. This is the wrong layer. And then we go on ahead, do a little bit of that, and then this. But I got an easy fix for this. I can put this on top. That means I'm going to have to delete this layer, and go up to... I wonder if you can see that. Well, no way for me to test it. So maybe you can't see it. Hopefully you can, and it makes it easy for you to try to follow along. So here we go. Okay, there it works. I don't have much time to do this, so hopefully I can get this done today. If not, oh well. I got like 3 hours to work with, you know? So, oh wait, if this is 2, I should make this 2. Although, not like it matters too much. Okay, this is supposed to represent her finger going through her hair. I wonder if I should make it a little bit upwards more. Yeah, that should work. That should work indeed. Actually, let me cover this up so I don't have to have another finger in the back. We are making some good progress, though, right here. Wait, let me see something. Did I do this on the same? No, I did not. Oh, wait. No, I did. I did put that on the same layer. Sometimes you don't need to be on a separate layer, especially if it's like an article of clothing. Because you mostly just need to combine the two in the shading process. Okay, it was this and this, right? Yeah. Then we just add, whoops, E1. Then we put in the bat. But I'm gonna have to look at it because I only drew that once. I only drew that once, son. But it shouldn't be too hard to color in. Okay, then we got the ramps that... Where was the white again? Wait, no, where did the white come from? Is it just... Oh wait, unless that part right there is the... Well, we don't need to do that, we can just do this. Yeah, and then we do this. The wrap's the one that we're going to need to make different layers on, but that's fine. I think this was the one that used the wrap, correct? It was about right. Yeah, because the X looked a little bit more yellower, so yeah, that works. I did have 4 swatches there for the bat in particular, so I mean, yeah, it makes sense. The only reason why I'm using the bat and not the other weapons that she has is because there's no reason for her to ditch the bat at this point. The bat's a quote-unquote non-lethal weapon. I'm sure you can kill a person with it, but a gun's easier to kill someone with. Bat takes effort, and is more personal. Alright, let's see. I think this part right here was the part that required me... Wait, did I save shorts on a different layer? I don't think I did. No, I did not. I did not save shorts on a different layer. I think all of it is... The only thing different here for some reason is boots. Wait, unless... Oh, that is the same... Right, okay, yeah, that would make sense. That is the same swatch. You can't see it because Photoshop won't show it, but I'm literally picking the same color that the swatch had before. Oof. Alright, so pants or shorts. Honestly, I don't remember. I can't recall. Ow. Pins and needles in my thigh. Alright, let's see. Let's try to speed this up a bit, shall we? I mean, it shouldn't take too long to make anyways. All I gotta do is make the layers, quickly bring them in, quickly type them in, and boom. Yeah, you show panties. I guess those match the layers of that. When did I disregard that statement? I think that might have been in private. Province. Oh, no, man. Trying to come up with words on the fly. How the hell do rappers do it? How the hell do you come up with words on the fly? Improvising is not my specialty when it comes to words. Words aren't my strong suit. I commend those who are wordsmiths, who are able to just come up with words on the fly without even having to think. It just seems like an impossible task for somebody with my brain capacity. And yet, those people do it easily. Comedians, singers. Oh, no. Singers go by lyrics that they write. Comedians, free rap, that's another one. It's interesting to say the least. Okay, I think this is the color. And that was the wrong one. No way in a million years would I be able to replicate that kind of humor. I'm just an average insane man going on ramblings, using voices. I think that was the color I went for that. I'm pretty confident, pretty sure. That does seem about the right color, at least. The fact that I'm even able to hold off somewhat of a semblance... Oh wait, why is that? Turn that off. We don't need that on, I don't think. Muting isn't going to screw that up, I don't think. You know what, just in case, I don't trust it. I'm going to just try not to accidentally click anything, you know? It should be click anything wrong, and we'll have to deal with that noise. It is what it is. I believe this is where the belt, or the boot buckle comes into play, right? That was white, correct? Let me double check. Whitish gray, but I guess I colored that part in more efficiently. I think the bottom of the boots here were this color. Yeah, you can see that the coloring process doesn't take as long as the outlining process. So wait a minute. Now that I'm coloring this in, this does seem a bit too thin at this point. I do this, try to bring this in a bit more, and oh, this part's pretty freaking easy. Just do this, and no, not that, this, and boom. Alright, that looks better. It look weird and disproportionate at that point. At the very least, we can at the very least do that much. Make it look good, not make it look weird. You have to go to the swatches if I can just grab those perfectly. And reposition now to a more comfortable position. Yeah, this one don't have the belt buckle. Assuming that the belt buckle is supposed to be on the outside of the shoe. Grab this and this, do this. Put the mouse up. Wait, why am I doing this? Go to here. Well, first of all, numbnuts, bring this freaking layer up. There. And now let's go over to this. There we go. Is that everything? Damn, look at that. That was almost 20 minutes. Close to 19. Haha. You know what made this easier is because we already had a swatch. Good thing about drawing characters that I've already drawn before and have swatches saved. I don't have to go through it again. All the colors are there. I don't have to remake it. And it's accurate every time. Except when the effects change the color. Alright. Consumption time. Crabbler. Don't you hate it when you shake your flavored water to get that flavor in and then the fucking water drops on the cap, just spills off on you? Annoying, isn't it? I think it's fine. Doesn't really exactly matter. I don't even think you can see it. Yeah, no, you can't see my chest at that point. You can only see my head, I think. Yep, okay, cool. Alright, Jericho. It's time to bring you to life with colors and a story soon to be. I wonder if you can see that. Man, you can't even see me saving the swatches. Damn. Why do you like this Photoshop? Why can't I show everybody the whole screen with everything there? Oh my god, actually, that's perfect. Save that. Save that right now. That's actually the perfect shade of red. That's rare. It usually... Oh god, I pressed something. Did that do anything? Oh shish. No, I think we're good. I think I removed all of the arrow key things and moved it over to the numpad area. Woo, we almost screwed up. Double checking just because. Yep, that number's still going up. It's still going up. Whew. All right, here we go. You're not really going to be seeing much of a difference here because it's all layered up. Now, what color should his mask be? I'm thinking more of like a magenta-esque kind of color. Actually, pretty good. Maybe just a little bit to bring it up here in this part. Yeah, okay, there we go. Good mask. And I'm even gonna have that just be the eye there. Mask number 2. You can't see it, but I'm naming the swatch colors. Naming the swatch colors do help, especially if you have multiple different sections for a singular swatch. Alright, time to go line-wise. And this is how you do this line. And because of the certain position that they're in, the lines are the perfect size. Okay, lastly, we have the neck. And then the back hair over here. The back hair. I guess I'll change this hair to 1A. Again, this part is invisible to you, but that is fine. That is completely fine. I should bring this up more, actually, so that it doesn't have any bleed through. Alright, now here's the part that I have not figured out yet. What color should your outfit be? If it's a futuristic, medieval-esque outfit, I would go with dull shades of blues and red. I'm saving a shirt. Shish. I guess I'll do a shoulder next. Why not? So a dull shade of orange or red. How's this? Let's see. Too brown. Needs more orange. Maybe. Let me try bringing this up a bit. And yeah, this is the hard part. We gotta do like color tests to try to like get a good shade here. That looks pretty good. Sure, why not? Shirt number 2. We can have the strap be somewhat tan at least. This is mostly to stick with the fantasy theme. And keep in mind, this outfit that he's wearing isn't necessary. He doesn't necessarily need to have any of these shoulder pads or anything. It's more for decorum. So he's wearing this to look stylish. Wow, he beats the ever-living crap out of entities. Alright, we're gonna try to make this tan, probably. Tan, and maybe the thing be... let's see. Go for light blue again. Reddish tan. Let's try to bring that up, bring this up. Maybe a little bit more oranges and no. How about here? Maybe? Almost. try 176. Guess that looks good. It almost sounds like a vibrating phone right there. Yeah, sure, why not? That looks decent. We stick with it because why not? We don't exactly have too much of a color design going into this, so we just go in and do it. Use this color so that the swatch is also somewhat simplistic, and it does work. Dullish looking colors right here. Crap. Alright, there we go. And we have the arm sleeve, which we can make be. Maybe we can make the arm sleeve be the same color as that. Nah. I think I'll just make this a little lighter. Yeah, sure, why not? Shirt number 5. Good. We got the gloves coming up next soon. Quite soon. Need to drink. Man, we're already down to half bottle. I do know how to pause it though. But I do want to try to keep things in succinct. It's also good to just want to break things into parts anyways. You want to see certain process, go there instead. Don't really care for the outline, but enjoy the color process, go to there. I don't know if we're going to be doing that consistently. I mean, it does take a while to actually make this. Oh, okay, for a second there, I thought I accidentally saved that over the same layer, but no, I didn't. Okay, let's see. This shall go here. Yeah. Maybe. Do I want this to be? Oh, wait. What if the hand is? Yeah. What if the hand is a dull blue instead? But a duller, darker blue. I mean, why not? Seems like a good idea, right? Maybe a little bit lighter. And a little bit less gray. Less teal. More macaroni. That'll work. Why not? Or will it? It does look like it's contrasting a bit, so maybe not. Maybe try to make it more duller, but try to keep it more towards the line. Once we add some purple tint. Okay, that actually looks good. Alright, good. Yeah, sure, why not? That one does work. Thumb. I don't know I'm putting thumb 1A. You don't know that I'm putting thumb 1A. Unless I were to have told you. We don't have a second thumb, but it's there alright. Behind his hand. Now then. I'm questioning what I should do for, because this isn't going to take that long. I think the shading and texturing part's going to probably be combined into one instance. One video, one shot. It's all going to be combined. Okay, I'm thinking about a similar color to what that looked like, but a little bit lighter. Because it's supposed to be sci-fi looking, right? Should this be a different color? Yeah, I should. We'll make this part be lighter. It's interesting to mix together the two concepts, fantasy and sci-fi. And while yes, you may think fantasy and sci-fi are the same because sci-fi is, well, for some, I don't know why you would think that, but it isn't. It is not the same. At least in my current DeviantArt folder setup. Fantasy for all like that magic stuff, maybe like alien creatures. Sci-fi for that mech stuff, robots, machinery kind of things. Futuristic machinery, futuristic stuff, intelligent alien life forms. I have a certain setup going for that. Yes, so that's how I'm going to do it. Yeah, we can combine a shirt here. Why not? We can have the back be something else. Something else. I'm wondering if I should put this above that layer or below. Oh wait, no. This is not a that color, you fool. Redo! That's the wrong one, you idiot! That's also the wrong one. There we go. Although, actually wait, we can probably work off of that. Let me adjust this a little bit. Somewhat, so to speak. It's the front we're talking about. The back we're probably going to have be, I don't know. I haven't figured out that part yet. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. Still thinking over. Still lost in thought. How about you work? We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it all right. Okay. Now here's where all that thinking process comes into play. I think I want that part to be light. Yes, the back part maybe be a beige color. Almost, maybe. I don't want to be dark. I'll try to have it be a little bit more brighter here, but not too bright, like a tan. Let me switch over to a different one and see if we can. Maybe we should make it dark blue. I feel like we already had a dark blue before. And beige does kind of work with the color here, or whatever that color is. I don't think that's beige. Could be beige. I don't know my colors. I know the basics, I just don't know the advanced. They never teach you that kind of stuff in school. The advanced color spectrum. All the names of colors and different shades and types. It's strange to think that there's hundreds of colors out there with their own unique name. It'd be even stranger to think that each and every individual of pixel on the RGB, or number on the RGB scale, would have a unique name. 201, 195, 212 is called something completely different from 202, 195, 212. The 201 and the 202 makes a large difference, you know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Built. Actually, that might work. Hold on. Let me do it best here. We're going to use the same color we used for that. Maybe that'll work. There we go. That might work, actually. Hold on. Detour. Bonus outlining content. Here we go. I mean, this is that kind of stuff is bound to happen in the middle of the process here. But that might actually work. That might actually look. This might actually be the design that we have been seeking for 3 hours now. It's the design. It looks like a shield too, almost. which is perfect, because he is their rock. Metaphorically speaking, of course. He's not the rock, of course. Although, I'm not really trying to compare the rock with an immortal being capable of living without a physical body. You think we'd be going down the mean territory, but there is definitely a lot more to Jericho's character than just Invincible Man. The universe is vast, with thousands upon millions of these powerful beings far beyond our own comprehension. You think Saitama is tough in his invincible powers, but he's only just a fraction of what awaits out there within the universe. Goku is the only one lucky enough to get to experience a different universe, despite the fact that the universe created is the same creator. But it is a different universe, nonetheless. You see what I mean here? We're talking about grade A, ultra powerful beings, entities, scary things. Some people who are also very powerful, with that same power, fighting to prevent those scary things from trying to kill you. That's the thing. The universe is vast and infinite. The more we create, the more it expands. And the more our creations create, the more the universes expand from their perspective. Anybody who makes a creation inside their own universe, anybody's creation who makes a creation inside of their own universe creates another creation outside of that universe. But does that mean that you created it? And in that theory, does that mean that I'm actually creating this? Whoever created our universe is actually their creation right here because I am their creation creating this? Confusing, I know, but trust me. Trust me. It's all coming together. All these creators are finally adopting the multiverse concept. And I like it. It's nice. It's nice to see the concept get used more. All these theories and stuff. There's no way to really prove these theories true, unfortunately. But at the very least, it's nice to have that concept there. And why not? It feels nice, knowing that my creations are actually out there in a different universe. Can we see them? It would be nice. It would be epic to see Luna in person. I don't know if I want to go with that color. I mean, it's nice for more than one reason. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. The nudge. I mean, who wouldn't want to see Luna? And Fade for another part. I want to hang out with Fade because she's so adorable. Little cutie. And after she tries to get mad, she just does this cute little pout. I want to draw that at some point because it's going to look so adorable. I got an itch in the back of my throat. Alright, let's see. Plants. More plants. If you're confused, I'm typing pants, number 3 and number 2. Number 2. It wasn't the same after the war. A bomb mysteriously went off in number 2's plane. Number 1 tried to stop it. But if he told number 2 about the plane, the bomb inside number 1 would go off and there go the whole city. It was either the whole city or number 2. Number 1 made his choices. He did. He did make his choice. He chose to sacrifice number 2 for the greater good of the people surrounding him. But it didn't stop there. More people kept on dying. This mysterious force constantly putting number 1 in this position of life and death. Anytime he tried to warn the rest of his teammates, he'd risk setting the nuke off inside of him. time that nuke blows up, inside of number 1, you see the explosion. Oh look, there goes his sunglasses, somehow perfectly intact, flying off towards the camera, spinning horizontally. You may ask what I'm talking about. Well, son, I can only say this. I had funny thoughts and scenarios in my head involving number 1 and number 2, and number 2 jumps up, perfectly lands in the seat as if he's sitting like this, with no other animation. As soon as he sits down, plane blows up. The interaction goes like this. Number 2, wait! Number 2! I know. Strange, right? But to me, it's hilarious. I mean, it shouldn't be hilarious. Number 2 exploded. But, I don't know. It's a dark, dark path. Maybe it's tragic comedy. You'd have to see it. You'd have to see the scene itself to understand why it's hilarious. Just the perfectly lands in the seat like he was sitting there for like a few minutes. The instant explosion as soon as his ass touched the seat. The death and destruction of the explosion. You don't even see number 2. He's just disintegrated. Nothing was left behind. It's a sad thing, yes, but also, well, there was a whole story to it. I don't really remember what it was. Some crazed adult is taking out the kids next door, one by one, and number 1 was in the crossfires. Damn. They succeeded so many missions, but this was the one mission he could not succeed. I need to drink something. I don't know if this is the color I want to go for. Can I use this? Oh, and don't think that the kids next door is the only one that has any, like, alteration scenarios. No. They only have, like, one. Talking about Fred and Bonnie now. There's a duo that goes through so much shit in my head. I would talk to you about the duplicants, but you know what? I'm going to save that. Once the Weird Factory has been drawn, and that is the next drawing after this, I'm going to go on ahead. Well, maybe not the next limitation period. Oh, I got so much planned for the next limitation period, and this actually should not be here. This should be combined. So I won't be able to make any weird related fan art drawings. Yes, right. Should I talk about that right now? I kind of want to save it for when I'm doing the drawing. Anybody of y'all's heard about Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome? Guess what? My brain corrupted him too. But it's not the original Doug Dimmadome, no. The original Doug Dimmadome is still the same. But this Doug Dimmadome is different. I won't go into any detail about it right now. I'll hold off on that drawing when the time comes. But be prepared, because that drawing will show you just how deep my thought process goes. Just how deep and dark my brain can go. Of course, I'm not going to draw anything that I can't draw, obviously. I can at least add implications as to what happens. But I will tell you this. Drawing involves a stealth game with a bunch of boss fights. And that's all I'm going to say. Part of me wishes I could make this. This is a kind of game that I can't make today. Mainly because I wouldn't make any money off of it. and I'd have a hard time trying to convince a crew of people to make it in general. We'd also probably need somebody who knows how to replicate Doug Dimmadome's voice, because either the original voice actor isn't going to want to do this, besmirch Doug Dimmadome's name, even though some of it is generally hilarious lines, or he's going to be dead because I'm probably going to be in my 50s by the time I actually get to game development. It would be great if I could get into game development. But no, that just seems to be an impossible feat apparently nowadays. Dreams is a good start, but I really need to try to pursue that more effectively. That's what I want to do. And that is my main goal in life. Not this regular work crap. I'm not the kind of person to do that kind of stuff. Game development is a different story. Something I do for free already. So, why not hire me? Teach me how to use the program. I'll be able to learn it pretty easily. Hell, I was able to learn OBS pretty easily. Somebody showed me the basic rundowns of Blender and showed me how to use most of the tools. I might be able to make some good models. I have a little bit of coding experience, so, I don't know. Hit me up. If you're watching this for some reason, other game developing companies out there, I would very much like to create games, because that's the kind of stuff I'd already do for more than 12 hours a day. I hope that would be an issue, especially if I've already done it as a hobby and I'm willing to do it consistently. Let's see. Now the only thing left is your back arm, but I think I'm going to save your... No, wait, not yet. Not just yet. Not yet. Almost. We're almost there. Arm number 2. Oh wait, that's your skin, right. I keep thinking, what is this golden? No, I gave you a tan skin. The glove part, we already got the color for that. In fact, let's grab the color so we can speed run this. And then we can go into the shading and texturing process of the drawing. Are we still recording? We are. Yeah, good, great. Want to make sure everything worked perfectly in the last one. Nothing muted, everything was still there, I believe. I didn't look through all of it, but I don't think I need to look through all of it. Mainly because I didn't press any of the buttons there. I'm keeping my hand as far away from the number keys as possible. Only need to go there if I need to press enter or move something using 2, 4, 6, 8. I rarely use the arrow keys for that. I mean, it doesn't exactly matter. My arrow keys are small for some reason. Knife holster. Okay, let's see. Should I use a new color here, or should I use already existing colors? I guess I can... I don't know. We could probably make it more tanner brown. I tell you, it would have been frustrating if I had recorded like hours that didn't actually get recorded. But since it didn't happen, it was only like a couple minutes, it was just hilarious to see my cat's blurry body just jumping across the keyboard, and then just like 2-second video, I'm just drinking my water, doing that bit, and then there's just the cat right there, and then freezes. Video didn't even last like 3 seconds. God. I guess it goes to show, move your mouse as soon as you press the record button in case your cat decides to sabotage you. I don't know why you're trying to sabotage me, cat. If this art stream turns out making me some good ass money, I can stay at home, work, and I can be here the whole time. You won't have to be alone anymore. Of course, I still am going to have to probably watch the dog as those 2 fools go out to do the terrible jobs out of which they have no choice but to do because life sucks ass. Seriously, though. I really wish we could get past the point of having to need money for every single thing. Has anybody read up on what I had set up for the currency and Luna's little setup there in Fade Universe? The entire reason for that happening was because of atomic manipulation. And atomic manipulation, basically speaking, is you convert the atoms of something into something else. The best example I can give you is this. You want to have a nice, juicy steak or hamburger. But there are no more cows. Somehow all the cows have just disappeared. But you have one thing to bring that back. That, my friends, is the molecular information of the cow's body parts, steak, hamburgers, meatballs, stuff like that. You have all of that information down and spread across throughout the entire planet. And, you're wondering, well, what do we do with this information? Surely we can't just make this food appear out of nowhere, right? Well, guess what? With atomic manipulation, all you have to do is press a button. And all the science stuff goes on in this little chamber, and or it doesn't even have to be in a chamber if it's a more advanced version of the technology. Just have a plate and boom. Atomically synthesized food. This drinking time. Gotta wet the whistle a bit. This kind of technology would save the world. I am not joking. If we can convert atoms into anything we need, food, materials, stuff like that. Good example, the Chrome War universe. You know that little weird robot I drew, the 3 legs, giant backside thing? And I'm talking about like Beetle-looking robot mech that's in the sky. There was one that was blue, yellow, and green. What those mechs are put up there for is to repair the ozone layer by taking the properties of the ozone layer and rebuilding it to where it once was before it was burned up. That kind of technology would actually save this planet from its dying state. If people would like to try to invest in it, that'd be great. It has more purposes too. You can build so many homes with it. You can make so much food with it. You don't even have to kill animals anymore. Sure, an animal died to get the molecular properties of that particular food, but the sacrifice of one is better than the sacrifice of millions to come. And at the very least, all you need is energy. And energy's not that hard to come by if you know what type of energy to use. Renewable energy, you know that? There's like thermal energy, right? So, alongside solar energy. Alright. We've gotten to the point now where we are going to shade and color. Look how cartoony she is. I gotta commend Queenie for her design here. Spade definitely does look pretty freaking cool. The cartoony aspect, although in my art style she looks less cartoony than what she actually looks like when Queenie draws her. Look at how different Jericho looks. He looks like your typical anime villain coming up being all like, "You what, mate?" But he's not gonna be you what. He's going to teach her a lesson and try to improve upon her fighting skills by giving her the power. There's definitely a special power that Jericho is using. And like I said before, I will tell you it on third. Should I tell you it now? I mean, it's a good conversational topic, but let's just go back to atomic manipulation before we go into something else. But just imagine how useful that technology would be. And it has more purposes than just ensuring our survival. You can use atomic manipulation to atomically create a new leg for someone, new organs. Although, I think the only issue with that is you have to have somebody who knows the technology in and out to be able to do it flawlessly without any issues. Not only that, you probably need to have advanced tools to be able to precisely create certain atoms for certain things. It would also be pretty good to have if you were able to scan somebody's blood from inside their body. I clicked on that, and of course, I mean, if you can see this, I click on this, but I move it up, and it goes to that instead. I wish it was more instant, and it didn't, like, click on it on the release of the... whatever. Anyways, the technology needed for this would be very helpful for medical, for drawing blood. You don't have to go for needles. We, as a species, has just been sticking with needles for our entire lives, and I don't like needles. Needles, it's a phobia. I don't know how to explain. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it does kind of hurt, but again, I'm a masochist. I'm used to pain, but also there's certain pains that I can handle. Wink, wink. But I just don't like needles. It's a strange fear. I do remember when I was a child, I definitely didn't like it. It definitely did hurt. But now that I've grown up and now somehow contributed pain to a sexual feeling, it is now, it's now just the fear of the needle. Did I get the... Oh, I'm just getting chicken. Separate the damn layer, you fooling Hyman. Alright, it's fine. It's fine, I can do this. I can fix this. Oh yeah, before I forget, I'm gonna save Jericho swatch to fantasy characters. Men. I don't have a lot of men in this category. You can't see it. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 10 men now with Jericho added in. Fantasy men. We obviously have portrait men. As a matter of fact, I'm heading over to portraits right now. I'm going to see how many men there are before I go switch over to... I don't know how many. I'm not counting that. I'm not wasting my time counting. Wait, no, it's... I gotta go into fantasy, right? I keep forgetting Spade is a fantasy-related character, you fool. Alright, you fool times a million. I'm gonna delete ye. Oh god. Don't worry guys, it's fine, it's cool. All I gotta do is magically put on hair and wait. I have the layer, I just fucking didn't put anything in it, you fucking imbecile fool. God dang it, how did I do this? It's fine, happy little mistakes, just... I was coloring the wrong one again. Just happy little mistakes, you know, just really happy mistakes over here. We just go on ahead and just keep on trucking around. Could you imagine if Bob Ross went and pursued digital painting? I don't know if he lived long enough to get to digital painting. But when did Bob Ross pass away? It had to have been recent, right? I don't remember. I'm not a history person. I don't really keep track of the recent events. I mean, why would I? I have 1,000 creations that I gotta keep track of. Why would I try to bother trying to keep track of other information that is irrelevant to me? Alright. Well, irrelevant as in, I'm mostly talking about politics. Bob Ross's passing is somewhat relevant because he was a cool guy. But, I haven't really, painted, so I guess it is technically not relevant. I'm not a painter. Whatever. Bob Ross, man, cool guy, but man, oh man, did those companies do him dirty. Man, let's talk about how much companies fucking suck. And these companies suck so hard, man, they're trying to they're blinded by greed. Oh, we could talk about this. Oh, yes, of course. This is the perfect subject. Okay. Some of you guys in DeviantArt probably seen this girl a couple of times that I've drawn. A cute little Vulcan girl. She has charred black skin, has a helmet on, fiery orangey red hair, and she has a big hammer. And she's in this fiery environment. Give up on who that is? You don't know who that is? It's the Vulcan Hammer. I refer to her as my Vulcan girl because she's the only Vulcan girl in the game, and also she's my main. But yes, the company bought out the game Crush 'Em All. Company by name of, what was it? Insomnia Online or some shish? And they're over here. They are turning this, because before, this game was like the perfect balance of free to play and whales. And I don't know if that makes sense, but you could buy stuff, but it wasn't that hectic. It was a balanced buying. The economy did not get wrecked. The flu's economy, the currency in the game. And then here comes these stupid, dumb company bastards coming in, putting all these deals in, and preparing everybody for the soon-to-be implemented 8-star. Now, I'm fine with 8-star to an extent, but the way they're going about implementing it, son of a bitch, shit-tip, the way they're going about implementing it, it's all wrong. It's all terrible. They put in the 8-star update in Discord and told people that this is happening. And they just left it there. And everybody was enraged. They were not happy about this update. And the reason being, it takes years to bring up a pool of heroes to 7-star at least. And Legendary's even worse because the only way you can get the currency to be able to open up the Legendary chests is by getting medals from a maxed out hero. Now, it wasn't that bad with 7-star. Yeah, it makes sense. It was reasonable. And getting all the medals for that didn't take that long either. And yeah, sure, it did take a while to get to that point, but it's not that bad. It's a grind. It makes sense. But these fools over here have increased the grind exponentially. Granted, yes, the dungeons have been improved a bit. We get 3-time dungeon events, but at the same time, I don't know, man. A rundown of the medal acquirement from 1-star to 7-star is about like what, 4880, somewhere around that number. 7-star to 8-star is 5,000. With some heroes getting 500 for getting the 7-star. I think they might have changed to have all heroes get the 500, which is strange. It's still 45, so you're basically still just starting over. But what they basically just did is they screwed up the economy by putting in all of these deals, and they're putting in so many money-related deals minus the flus. A lot of people aren't happy, let me tell you. You see on Discord, a lot of people were ticked when that moment happened. And I can understand that. I mostly don't like this because the player base seems like it might be dying out. Crush 'Em All is dying out again. And you may think, well, that's not an issue, right? If the game dies out because of, this stupid company, then it dies out. But, if I had a quarter for every mobile game that I was invested in that got its entire server shut down, I'd have 2 quarters. Which is not a lot, but it's strange that it happened twice. And it's only strange because I somehow managed to get invested into 2 mobile games. But it was decent. I mean, at the very least, the games were decent. I mean, long ago, I drew a girl by, I think her name was Rose or Rosa. She was a part of this game called, I believe it was Monster Sweepers. Basically what that game was, let me see if I'm still recording. You had a bunch of these characters on a ship, and there's the enemies trying to damage your ship, and you're there trying to damage the enemies. I think there was defensive abilities. It's been a while since I have played that game, and I mean, I could play it because it has been released on a different name, but I think it's best to just leave it as is. Same happened to the second game. But from what I've heard, I brought the game back up with a different name. Apparently it's grindier. A lot of progress that was made before has been backed. Wait a minute. fool. This is the wrong. This has to be behind her. Right. I'm gonna move this all the way down here. Ah, my nostrils! Dry nostrils. Need to consume water to make throat less dry. Not much, though. I have to make this last. But yeah, that basically how the game went. Boat. Protect the boat. Boat gets destroyed. Mission failed. And, I, for some reason, stuck with a fire-only team. Weird, right? You wouldn't stick with a one-element team, especially when you can mix and match the elements. But I stuck with it. And I got pretty far, too. As far as I could get with the current level that I was at. And I think the vehicle, whatever the tank had to be upgraded. Nah, it was a tank, not a boat. I mean, it looked like a boat. One of them was a boat because one of the main character girls, one of the fire girls, the pirate girl. So, yeah. But yes, I got as far to what I think was like the white level. This is the wrong button. I'm not pressing Alt. Which I think was neutral, because there were a neutral faction, but it wasn't like, there wasn't any heroes that utilized it except for one, and, you know, the game died before they can add more onto it. And I got that far. There were some, oh god, there was some weird, it's been a while, so I don't know if this is accurate. There was a neutral lolly. There was like some child with neutral faction, and I think we were trying to find her and fight her because she is apparently the main antagonist. It's been a while. I don't remember. It could have been that exactly, you know, with these anime-esque games going on fighting these child deity-like entities for some reason. But, yeah, around that point, when I got to that point, that's when that game died out. Servers were closed, and that was it. I made sure to grab a picture of Rose and draw her. It sucks, too. It was a decent game, but boy, did it frustrate me on many occasions. But I stuck with it, for better or for worse. In came a replacement game called Road Life, and got these cute chibi characters. And immediately I picked my three main characters that I'm rolling with. This white-haired thief girl, this blue-haired magician girl, and this red-haired ninja girl. I drew them before. I drew the thief girl before. Her name was Kid the Thief. The first time, but boy, was that a terrible drawing. My art style back then was not that good. I tried to go for realistic. I'm glad I went with the anime style because that looks better in my eyes. Sure, I could probably work well with realistic, especially if I draw men. If I try to draw a woman in realistic style, it probably won't look good. I mean, maybe it would look good now, because before back then, my lines were all over the place, proportions and all that were kind of off. I've improved a lot, so maybe I could do better in realistic drawings. But nah, I'll stick with animation for now. I mean, it's the one thing that I like a lot, so why not? Why not draw inspiration from the things you like? But yes, continue on to what I was saying before. This game was similar to Monster Sweepers. Rogue Life was similar to that because of the way its mechanic worked. But there was no tank. You had three characters, and they all had individual health. I think if you can have... Oh, wait, hold on. This seems... That's because it is off. This seems off, but that's because it is off. I meant to continue that sentence, but that didn't happen. Oh, God. You know what? That's fine. That'll work. So, yes, you basically can hold your screen to control all three characters in a line to shoot in a straight line. If you don't hold it, they automatically do their thing and shoot all the enemies. And it was basically just a pseudo-endless kind of, you know, level mission. I got to the second area, but I didn't really make it that far into it because, one, it was high level and I only had, well, I guess you could say 5-star equipment. I wasn't at this specific level of equipment that I needed to be, so to speak. The equipment I had was pretty powerful, but it just was not enough. I was like struggling towards the end to complete all of that crap. But, yeah. Mostly grinding up those materials, and then I look up news for that game, and servers were shutting down. They gave us a warning, and I'm like, not again. Not again. So there was a last-ditch effort to, preserve what little of the game we had left. Again, that game came back as well as much as Reapers did. I think it's under a different name, but it's grindier now. And actually, no, I think this was the one that was reverted back to... Actually, I think they were both reverted back to a previous version before, and then just turned into a giant grind fest for, like, no reason other than greed. I hate money. I will let it be said that I hate money. Wait, was this? No, that was combined. But, yeah. The game was dying out. Servers were closing. I took a picture of the girls, front view, side view, back view, for drawing references, because I know for a fact that I would never be able to see them ever again after that. I could have gotten Helen, but Helen, she wasn't doing it for me. And then after I did that, I removed all of the other characters' equipment. I had a lot of equipment too. And then I improved upon the girls' outfits and got them all maxed out into their star variants. Their stats were completely hindered because I think I needed to upgrade them, but now they have their base look on a final star level, and then their awakened equipment look, which is, well, to say the least, way more flashier. I think their weapons also follow. I don't remember. I think I did level up their weapons to max. I mean, I don't know if the weapons really matter that much. But yeah, server shut down. I drew the girls, and that was it. There went Rogue Life, second game. And I think before, before the game shut down, I found Crush 'Em All, and it was just like pretty early into Rogue Life, I believe. And I went into that, before I had like multiple mobile games to play. I only really have like one or two because I don't really feel like getting invested in all of these freaking 9 to 5 mobile games that require so much grind. Oh shit, a centipede. I'm gonna use my trusty insect killer, the box. And now it's dead. Fantastic. But yes, that was saying before. During the mid-process of Rogue Life, I came across Crush 'Em All. And I liked the Vulcan girl a little bit enough to draw her at that time. And then at that point, I had my own guild. Right? It was a solo guild. And I got bored of the game, and then I left. Left it for a while. Rogue Life went down. I was like, damn, there goes that. And then, looking back at my drawings, I see my Vulcan girl. And I'm like, now I kind of miss her. So then I go back in. Reinstall it. Everything is still there as I left it. I think at that point my guild was gone because of either inactivity or I deactivated it. I don't quite recall. It's been a while. And then I found this new guild. This guild, most active guild I've ever seen. They're really into this game. Don't know why, but it was good. The metal help in the guild system allowed me to quickly get my Vulcan girl up to 7-star. I grinded up the arena stuff to get her to 779, and then, boom, she was my strongest during the time, of course. Unfortunately, this game doesn't take commons too lightly unless your common is a giant skeleton with a frickin' pirate blade. Or even a tiny knight with a mace. I mean, Vulcan Girl was still pretty tanky, but I don't know. I guess as soon as this new company came in and bought it out, PvP just started to become more repetitive. I am not a PvP person entirely. I hate PvP in general. PvP just pisses me off beyond reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I can't stand players. At least, I mean, I still get freaking pissed off with bots and their freaking. One good example of a game that I got pissed off with a whole bunch was Ender Lilies, which is like somewhat of a Metroidvania. This dark, gruesome world. The bosses didn't really take me that long to beat, but a few losses in and I still get incredibly frustrated. Maybe I just have a temper issue. Maybe my patience has been worn thin thanks to this damn job. Maybe I just can't stand seeing this stupid death animation and these freaking cocky-ass, cock-sucking bosses being little bitches. That's kind of the reason why I don't want to play games like Dark Souls, because I know for a fact I'm going to get pissed off, especially with how fucking clunky it looks. Maybe it's not that clunky, but I don't know. When I played Monster Hunter World, and let me just tell you something, at some point I want to draw Kane Raitaningu, my powerhouse man, beating the ever-living shit out of that Elder Dragon. I can't remember his name. What was it? Nergigante or something? It sounds less weird, but then I don't remember. But I want to have Kane Raitaningu beat that little piece of shit into a bloody pulp. Because let me tell you something, Kane Raitaningu, if you've seen drawings of him, he's got a specific curse because of whatever that weird bulb electric thing he grabbed in that one drawing. He was already powerful before. He was powerful enough to defeat that Guardian, and that's really saying something, because those Guardians are not something to snuff at. They are powerful. They have to be if they are going to protect or prevent people from acquiring those curses. Kane Raitaningu beat that Guardian's ass, got this power, and now every universe he goes in, he gets powerful. More powerful. All the electricity in that universe adds up to his power. I don't know what the number is, but it's decent enough to force him to want to go, or it's at least small enough, but decent enough. It forces him to go to different universes and constantly get more power. Or maybe he just wants more power because he just wants more power. He's a powerhouse. He turned an entire planet to metal, killed a couple of children trying to oppose him, and killed their older sister, who she thought she killed him, but that was just a death dream. I don't want to go into any spoilers for what the potential that game idea, if that game idea would ever be made. And then the third series would have you play as Kane Raitaningu, beating the shit out of a bunch of powerful heroes and villains and just being a downright menace to the universes. But yeah, so let's try my thought here. Kane Raitaningu is strong as all hell, and he does not care. He will beat your ass if it means he gets to go to another universe and get more power. He is not a good guy. Even if he pulls punches the heart out of a douchebag that would dare to hurt my ragdoll. You know what I'm talking about? Well, son, there's your hint for a future drawing in the next limitation period. And I think you'll like it. I think you'll also like the idea I had with Luna coming up with that certain ragdoll. Wink, wink, nudge. Nudge, nudge. But yes, I don't, the whole purpose of this rant was I have a terrible temper problem now, and it gets worse every day the more I'm stuck at this place. Hopefully, if I can get out of this vicious cycle, temper down. It should. I mean, the only thing that really pisses me off is like shit not working, shit being unresponsive, failure in PvP, and also, well, okay, failure to an extent. I'm playing Space Blasters and I get destroyed. I don't experience the same anger, but maybe that's because I made the game and it's less frustrating. Though that is more of a case of I have a bunch of lives, so maybe just games with lives. I'm like, okay, I have lives, I can keep going and just like keep putting back in the shit. I mean, even, well, it's not to say Crash Bandicoot doesn't piss me off sometimes in the fourth game, but it's good in the beginning up until it gets to a certain point. Well, actually, no, there is a pretty big reason why it would piss me off. The insanely perfect relics. One minor mistake and you have to redo everything. I mean, I like the theme that Crash 4 is going for, but I prefer the older Crash games and their shorter experience and less dicketry and box placements. Sure, a hidden box here and there for a couple of levels is fine, as long as they're clever. If they're clever, that's fine. Crash 1 with the way they have the Wumpa fruits off to the side to showcase that there is a platform there is pretty clever. They need to do more of that. Who cares if secrets are easily seen? There are some people out there who don't want to look at other people play a game, and they want to go and experience those secrets themselves, find them themselves. And if they can't find it, that's what the internet is for. They give up and just look it up and boom. How did this all start again? Oh, right, Crush Them All, right. We were talking about that. We were talking about how the current company that bought out the game, the company is running the game to the ground, and we're experiencing a third instance where I'm about to lose another mobile game. I'm about to lose, dare I say, another waifu. Which is weird to think that I chose the Vulcan girl out of the other girls that are attractive. But no, something about the Vulcan girl just clicks with me. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Just know that expect a drawing of her in the next limitation period. I'm going to make sure to make room. I have a funny freaking feeling that at that point next year, I really hope the game does not disappear. I don't want to try to find another mobile game to get invested in, and eventually it goes away, its servers goes down, not even a year or two after I join, and I gotta repeat the cycle again for the fifth time, and then again on the 6th, and the 7th, and shut up. Then the 8th. Just sad, you know? Constantly losing these games you're getting invested in. They do say they're going to make another game mode. I really hope they do. Because that's really the only thing that's going to somewhat save this. To show that they're at the very least going to make new content. If they make new content to give us more medals for the heroes, including seasonal, because the current setup for medals, seasonal heroes can only be acquired through the chest, the guild shop, and the magic dungeon. You can still get them in the magic dungeon, but it'd be more difficult to do it now that all the heroes' medal requirements went up by half of what 7-star needs. The reason for this being, if you have a bunch of heroes at 7-star, I literally only had like what? me see, there's Torch, Alda, Shelly, and I believe then it was Furiosa. Yeah, I only had 4 more heroes left. 3 of which I could take magic medals. 1 of which I could buy with flues on the, the event when Samurai boss comes up. And, with TNT and Dragonia being Blitz and Dragonia being, for some reason, Halloween hero, those 2 particular heroes you can only get through the Flues currency when their events show up, so getting them to 7-star was only a case of smart Flue saving and earning throughout the entire game. And more for that, because those 2 heroes only accept Flues to get their medal, with this 8-star crap, getting a Blitz hero to 8-star is going to, well, that's going to probably cost you $10,000. Strange, isn't it? $10,000 on a mobile game. Would you spend $10,000 on a single game on console, PC? Would you? For the same amount of content that this one has? Not even that much content either. They need to add more game modes, preferably more PvE game modes. You'd think Crusade was PvE, but no, that's basically just a bunch of PvP teams set up to simulate PvP. There's no actual players involved, but it's still PvP because of the way the PvP in that game works. I'm thinking more of stuff like, I don't know, special events like Crusade is going to be like there are certain levels where, yeah, sure, you got the PvP team set up, but you also have stuff like skeletons and bosses. They did add the boss system, I will say that, but it's not a lot. It's just bandits and PvP crap. All it ever is just PvP this and PvP that. Now that they have freaking 8 stars, PvP is just going to become more of a freaking chore. I don't even feel like doing Blitz anymore. I was on a... Oh god, cancel. You probably didn't see that, but I accidentally almost did a swatch and pressed the spacebar button. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would like for the game to survive. If only for my Vulcan girl to continue to be there. But, it is how it is, I guess. Not really much you can do. Greedy companies come in and try to ruin your games. And that shit's happening on PC and console market as well. And for fuck's sakes, look at the GTA trilogy crap. They had one simple objective, and what did they do? It failed. They bursted the bubble. That bubble was filled with a bunch of lava. They burned down everything that it was. Thankfully, they're putting trails back up. Now, the only GTA game I've ever really played fully was GTA 4, so I do like the Big Smoke memes, but I've never played the original GTA games. I might have played one of them, but I haven't played it as much as I had 4 to my memory, at least. Another good example is Cyberpunk. That game had so much ambition, but I don't know. Part of me wants to think it wasn't greed that kind of destroyed that game on launch, but rather not enough money to produce all the content needed. That would have to be the reason, right? Games have a budget and a freaking deadline. If we lived in a world where money wasn't a thing, then all these developers, actually all these developers of which are only there for money, won't be there. The ones that will be there making games are the ones who are passionate about their games. They want their games to succeed. They're not making it for a cash grab. They want to make it so people can enjoy it and experience something. If we didn't have to worry about money, period, I guarantee you products would be 1,000,000 times better. Will we ever get to that kind of society? I have no clue. If we even do manage to create atomic manipulation technology, I have a funny freaking feeling that the government will still try to implement money in some way, shape, or form just because they can't get rid of an old system that would now then be outdated. And atomic manipulation is perfect. You're trying to make like certain products, like have all these machines do this stuff. You don't need to do that. You just go on ahead, press a button, boom, you create all of what you need, and that's the end of it. You want to make a bunch of utensils, but you don't need to go on ahead and melt a bunch of plastic to make it. Just go on ahead and atomically create all that plastic. I mean, at that point, would plastic even still be necessary? Right, Cat? Would plastic still be necessary? What are you looking at me for? Man, you're tired. Oh god, now I've set her into purr mode. Oh crap. Yeah, because once you have atomic manipulation, you wouldn't really need plastic anymore. Oh, you tired of kitty. You little squinty eyes. You wouldn't need plastic anymore because isn't the only reason for plastic utensils just an easier way to create a bunch of utensils? Plastic being so abundant and all that crap. You don't need to like go through the process of creating it the normal way. Why even need plastic anyways? I mean, if you're still going to go for plastic, you could probably still like make the plastic utensils in like a special garbage can for plastics that deatomizes the plastic utensils. Of course, you would have to have the garbage can set to prioritize plastic and plastic only because some moron's going to stick their hand in that thing and they're going to deatomize their arms. Even if you could just make a new arm using atomic manipulations, I can't imagine that's a pleasant feeling. That's another thing with atomic manipulation. How can we be sure that people aren't going to abuse it? That's also another thing. All these dictators and stuff out there who are like wanting to control their people, even if there's no money, involved, they still would want to try to control their people, but you can't really control them anymore if the whole world runs on atomic manipulation technology. No money's needed, unless they're going to be so freaking hell-bent on not accepting the adaptation of the technology and go about doing things the old way. All that would do is just ensure the destruction of the environment as they still continue to create these toxic materials. Alright, I think the shading is done, and now we go over to the texturing process. But yes, that's the one thing that sucks. There are going to be so many people who are going to either use this, not accept it, and continue abusing their power. It would also make weapon creation much more easier. The whole purpose of Chrome Wars is to show that while atomic manipulation is a good idea is a good next step for humans to advance in technology, for technology to advance, it can also be detrimental to our society as a whole. Because you have one group who's going to abuse that to create these war machines or weapons in order to try to take control of more territory and run things their own way. Even if they still use atomic manipulation, these people still have their own agendas, which sucks. But with the way the world works, that is a guaranteed plus of what's going to happen if we manage to advance in this form of technology. It will help people, don't get me wrong, but without some form of regulations and some global rules to prevent people from abusing his powers for no good of the people, it would be utter chaos. It would literally be a Chrome War. we'd be able to create machines, advanced AI, by simply getting all the right parts where they need to be, without even having to open up the machine and looking at it. The only point of that part would be to try to improve upon the AI of the mech. Well, atomic manipulation can't help you out there. It only helps you build the materials and the functions of the mech, not the actual intelligence of it. But it's a thought. It is a thought. Our world could both be saved and destroyed by atomic manipulation. My question is, can we trust the people in power to not abuse it? There would be no point of money if we could just use energy to create all the things we need. There'd be no more jobs to make all the stuff that goes into, or to run all the stuff that goes into making the materials, if we can just make the material and the finished product at an instance. Whether or not we can actually manage that technology. I worry that we will just abuse it like we always do. But who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised. I can't imagine people will be against the idea of it. Infinite materials, infinite food, no need to get money, no need to pay rent, no need to buy food, no need to be forced to work a job you don't want to work. I guarantee you there'll be some people who are like, no man, I don't want to give up this work life for some reason. And I'm sure we could probably make these volunteer work so people can keep busy. And those who want to draw, make music, make movies, games, pursue a hobby, stuff like that, they do that unopposed, without having to worry about money, without having to worry about rent, without having to worry about food. This type of technology can be so helpful, but can also be so detrimental. And I really hope that if we do somehow manage to not kill ourselves in the next few decades, and we actually do look into atomic manipulation, if we do manage to look into that and successfully create it, who knows? There's a lot to the future that we have no clue what to expect. We might die in 30 years, we might die tomorrow, we might become immortal gods because we just made some weird scientific breakthrough. We might become monkeys somehow. Don't ask me how. Maybe, I don't know, Dr. Green Man, I forgot his name. Crap, what the hell's that guy's name again? Son of a bitch. No, not Green Man. Monkey Man from Kim Possible. I'm just going to leave it at that before I make myself into a bigger fool than I already have, which you will see a lot of. Intelligence can only be derived from whether or not you... Where am I going with this? Okay, never mind. I think I've made my point, though. I would love for a world where atomic manipulation becomes true. I fear that we will abuse this power and fuck all of us over in the end. Will this happen in our lifetime? Could be. I mean, it is possible. We might actually manage, if scientists were to specifically look into atomic manipulation technology, if they were to drop everything they're doing and try to look into it, we could potentially reach at least the basic levels of it in maybe a few years. A little bit more. I would say a year, but, you know, again, it could also be very dangerous to work on it. We don't exactly know the properties of atomic, or the main, intricacies of atomic manipulation. For one thing, We have no idea what would happen if we manipulated the atoms the wrong way. This, of course, would be like the beginning process. If we were to have like blueprints and all that stuff and made sure our equipment was up to date and didn't glitch out, we have to make sure we have people on that shit. We don't know what we could create with it. It's risky, but if we perfect it, you could save lives. No, I mean, yeah, think about it. If you have endless materials, you don't have to cut down trees anymore. I mean, you could probably still cut down trees to prevent overgrowth, but I don't think overgrowth would happen. Unless you were able to like build certain things to prevent overgrowth and keep it contained, maintain everything. Yeah, maybe you wouldn't have to cut down trees anymore at that point. I mean, you definitely won't have to. You can just atomically make wood out of thin air. It's not exactly thin air. I have to imagine the main thing about atomic manipulation is the main fuel or resource would have to be the air, oxygen, stuff like that. Let me think. We have too much carbon dioxide in the air. Grab all that carbon dioxide up and change its atomic properties into a nice juicy steak. Won't even taste like carbon. It will taste like an actual steak. Because that's what atomic manipulation is supposed to be. If they don't manage to get that right, all hope is lost. Freaking get steak that tastes like chlorine because there's too much chlorine somehow. They wanted to convert chlorine, but they still haven't figured out how to remove that chlorine. It wouldn't make any sense, really. Because if you're converting all of the atoms of a specific substance, there should be none left, and it should be only the atoms from the food item or material that you are making. It seems simple enough. If they were to, go into that, it would seem simple enough to make sure that your food doesn't taste like crap. That's another weird take, though. Because waste has to go somewhere. But if you can change the atomic properties of shit and turn it into actual food, I guess the real question is, would you eat atomically manipulated shit that's turned perfectly into food? Actual good at tasting food. You taste no shit. It does not taste like shit. The food you're eating tastes like an actual hamburger. It looks like a hamburger, smells like a hamburger, and tastes like a hamburger. Feels like a hamburger too. Sounds like a hamburger. It is a hamburger. But it was atomically created from shit. Would you eat it, knowing that it was made via shit? That's the thing. Well, yes, it would cut down on all the waste of it. Would people be willing to bite the dust and, not bite the dust, bite down on the burger, willing to not think of it as shit? Because I give you this hamburger, you eat it, you're like, man, that's a pretty good hamburger. I'm like, guess what? Hamburger's all gone. That hamburger is made from a pile of shit. But it tasted like an actual hamburger. Because atomic manipulation, bro, everything that's waste is no longer. No health, hold on, I'm dry throat. No health problems. Well, aside from what you'd get from eating a normal hamburger. Although I imagine there would be easier ways to negate the health problems with atomic manipulation, right? It has to be. But yes, no health problems. Nothing. It's just like you ate a normal hamburger. If I didn't told you that, you probably wouldn't be throwing up right now. You'd probably accept it as is, and it would be healthy. Well, a salad, yes, it would be healthy if you were to eat a salad. With a hamburger, like I said, grease and all that stuff, but, who cares about being healthy at that point, because you just want to eat good food. Atomic manipulation, Christ in heaven, can be also good for people who don't like the process of chewing or eating food. See? When you could just atomically manipulate the air inside your stomach with all the nutrients you need from food, you can still eat the food you want. But you don't have to eat it. You can eat it whenever you want. Okay, we're in the background process now. Here we go. Outlines. It's almost 2 hours, but that's fine. I'll probably break this off or something. Break this off at well, I guess it depends, because I'm not going to be able to finish this today. I think what I'm going to do is try to get done with the outline within the hour. It depends. I'm going to go to sleep at 4. It's my usual time for this instance. I got probably like a week off or something. Stupid shit happening. Kind of tyrannical bullshit. Just kind of glad that I'm at least away from work for a bit. Might want to find a different job too soon. I can't. I've been dealing with these greedy ass companies for so long, and it just pisses me off being a part of another greedy company line. It's just, I know this endless cycle break. For the love of God, can we please just get atomic manipulation so that my dream of not having to do these damn jobs, these soul-crushing, depressing, miserable jobs, just to make those jobs go away. Let's go atomic manipulation, shall we? I'd rather our entire planet live for like 1 billion more years and humanity thrives to be better than it ever was. Goddamn fools in power. They're doing this for nothing. Investing in atomic manipulation technology will make Earth better than it ever was. These fools, they're gonna find a way to try to monetize it despite the fact that there is no need. Oh man. Even if I was, like, in a better position to try to make that happen, you really think I'd be able to convince a bunch of politicians, self-absorbed politicians, to try to go with that kind of idea? I think the scientists would be down with it. I think they would probably need, like, some, I don't know, what's the budget? Some money to, like, work with so that they're able to utilize their materials and all that stuff. That's the thing, though. Everything revolves around money, and if we didn't have to worry about money, we could be able to get better products out to the people. Nobody would be blinded by greed, and we wouldn't have to worry about our games being broken, our music half-assed cash grabs. Art is a different category because people are actually passionate about it because you don't make that much. Sometimes you don't make so much. I wish I could make more money off of this. YouTube is a good idea. Maybe you like our streams. Like to have something in the background, like I said before. But like I said, it's tough to want to be an artist in this day and age. You really need to have a good social media presence, which is not something that I have. I try to get a few people to watch my Space Blasters info progress thing, and I'm only able to rack in at least 10 views at minimum, or less than that. Hopefully that will change. Although I have to imagine the reason why it's so short is because of well, doesn't YouTube count a view as a full video watched? If that's the case, then you 7 people watching that one video of Space Blasters, kudos to you. Thank you for sticking around, for hearing my rambling. Hope you do the same here. Get to see my art in action and how I draw. You've seen how I did the outlining process. The good thing about using the pen tool to draw lines is you can get everything to be exactly the way you need it to be. just wakes up and goes into a perfect... You can probably hear her right now. Oh, no, now she's licking her paw. Dang old. Yep. Let's see. I don't think Queenie has ever done any like landscape drawings of her world. I do believe it's a city. I read some of her scripts of one of her like episodes involving Spade and her group of people. So I imagine it's a city. And Queenie, if you're listening to this, maybe this could be the setting of your entire world. You know, cool, big city in the distance. You know, it looks cool. It's gonna look cool. Right now, it just looks like a purple, barren landscape with a bunch of lines that don't make much sense when you think about it. But here's the path. Here's the Oh, you can't see this part because I'm looking at it. Here's the dirt. No, wait, no. Dirt? Wait, hold on. Dirt? No, here's the dirt. Here's the water. Hill, little hill, or another hill, further hill in the distance. More hills, and then a city here in the background with a bunch of mists and bridges over here. It's gonna look cool, I promise. Gonna look slick. It's gonna look pretty slick, you know. You got yourself a city in the background. Shut by far. Looks cool. Looks like a good scene for a badass action fight about to come down. Oh well, it's probably one-sided, lopsided, you know. Kind of Jericho over here wants to show you right there the works, all of what he has to deal with. If I remember correctly, Spade's entire story is she works for a company that I believe collects these weird and strange objects that appear in her world from some other universe. It's been a while since I've looked at this, like a few months. And I can barely retain information of my own creations, let alone the creations of somebody else's. Which kind of sucks. I wish I could access my brain's memory files like an actual computer. Okay, now we're going to draw the city. I'm thinking about having a city on like a steep incline, like right here. Have the bridge like right here. Oh god, can you see the cat? Oh no, you can't. Wait, do that again, cat. Yep, you can see her ears popping in. Her ears just slightly popping in. Her head just upside down, looking at me on top of the computer. Now she's just doing this in her head like that or something. Oh, and now she's gonna purr. Whoa, here we go. Freaking. There you go. Bonus, special guest Shade over here with her purrs and whatnot. Gotta make herself known to be. I'm running low on water. I could use a little water over here. Flavored water. Good old lemonade water. Oh, God. Why? What do you want? Yeah. One thing, though, that I do have trouble with is trying to draw buildings. I mean, I can draw some decent buildings from afar, but I don't know, it just looks like a bunch of rectangles sometimes. The futuristic buildings for Chrome Wars, I do try to make them look unique and different from, like, most other buildings that I've drawn, but at the same time, stop scratching the wall. At the same time, and I'm gonna scratch that. At the same damn time, I don't know, it's still... How do you draw buildings without them looking like squares? To draw each and every individual window is, well, you know how some buildings are big. That would be a pain in the ass. Like, okay, this one is easier because we got a giant skyscraper in the back, so we can try to make it look like it's all combined into windows and stuff. I mean, at one drawing I did of Froppy and Peridot, you know, a pretty cool and cute duo. Both are green themed, both have cute nasally voices. Froppy's a frog and Peridot acted like a frog before. No, the cat just shocked her nose on the computer. The cat's experiencing static electricity by rummaging around the blanket trying to switch her position. Just hears a little, like, tiny zap noise as he touches her nose on the computer. She's fine now. She's sitting there nonchalant, staring at me. Now just sniffing the air, looking at the box. The insect-killing box. The box used to kill bigger insects, that of which I can't really kill with my hands without it feeling weird. You know, unlike gnats, when I could just thumb or clap. Clap that gnat. Clap that gnat, yes. Clap that gnat, Turner. I almost spoiled the secret. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna have scaffolding here. I usually draw these bridges to have these, like, what do you call it? But I'm gonna have scaffolding here, because that looks cool, and it uses up some of the space, the free space that we have above the bridge. I don't even go by the space thing that I usually do for drawings. I just go for it, you know? And if I can make it look good, I'll make it look good. I mean, sure, it probably would look better if I tried to use my spaces properly, but you don't have to use all of the spaces. Art is art, no matter what you do. I can feel my navel drying out in the back of my throat. God dang it. How y'all's YouTubers talk so much? Do I need to have more water? Is one bottle not enough? Well, I have a funny feeling I'm not going to be able to complete or make a part 3 today. For one thing, I only have like an hour left. And it's probably best that I hold off on the coloring process until after this point. For obvious reasons. I don't want to make a part 3 and be done within like an hour. Or not even an hour. And even so, the coloring process... let me think here. When we finish the outline, the only thing that will be left is the coloring process. The shading, the texturing. We gotta make clouds. We have that grass and all the rocks and stuff on the ground. We gotta make the water sparkly. There's still a few good things left that we can do in that department. So alongside getting the effects and the... well, that's not right. The effects, the lighting, shading, and all that stuff. Alongside that, we should be able to get another hour in part 3. I mean, we're almost 2 hours in on this. This is impressive. 2 hours again. I mean, this does take a while to draw. Make no mistake, this does take a while. It's not that long, though. Oof. Oof. Oh boy. How y'alls do this? Okay, that's not gonna work. That's gonna have to be, I don't know. It's gonna have to be as is. Put in a light up here. Guess just sleep now. And, crap, what was I talking about? Forgot. Yeah, we should have more than enough, a lot of time to work on the third part. Which, shouldn't even be that hectic. At the very least, it's enough to, stretch out another hour. Some of these drawings don't take too long to make. if there's like a crap ton of people in a drawing, like for instance that beach drawing I did at the goth group. Not only did I draw the 10 girls, but I also drew 4 more people in the background. 3 of which were men. It wasn't all women. I do gotta try to make more male OCs, just to try to like provide a balance between the two. But yes. Okay, I guess I'm gonna move this more so that this is more centered. Okay, there's the bridges at the very least. We're gonna have a city here. Maybe have a little bit of the city go back here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have a secondary cliff here, so it's not just a very small city. The city goes on further in the back, you know, not small at all. It does go further in the back. Part of me kind of wants to color this in. Maybe we should actually. What is the decision? What do we do? Do I color that in? And then do the outline, coloring, texture, shading for the buildings as the last part? Ooh. First of all, let me see if I even saved the landscape. Yeah, Spade's World. There we go. Perfect. Fantastic. I already have concrete. Wait, that was concrete? Oh, wait, no, that... Yeah, this wasn't a... What do you call that? That was a concrete pad. Right, okay. You know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Everything where it needs to be. The city's going to be here. Matter of fact, you probably won't see this, but city. There. Perfect. We have another layer so that we can separate those easily. I'll still have the colors be here. Alright, path. This is good to show off right here. And we got like an hour. It shouldn't take too long to do this anyway, so why not? Why not? After all, why shouldn't I go through with this particular... I clicked the wrong damn thing. You fool. You nincompoop. Ah, crap. Can't you idiots do anything right? No excuses. You 5 idiots need to come. Anybody get that reference? 100 points to you. I am beginning to question the value of your soup. Hilarious. Wrath of Out of Context, folks. Pretty cool video. You should try to check it out when you get the chance. Alright, there's the bank. I gotta actually make a separate one for the water now because, well, you know, river, and I want to have a bank there, you know. Just stuff. Easy enough at the very least. Not too much effort, not too much work. Just put this on over. I'm pretty sure you can see the edges, right? Let me just check. I'll also double check to see if I'm still recording. Yeah, you can see the edges. And I'm pretty sure by the color of the, you know, that you could probably, oh wait, no, wrong one. You could probably tell what version of Photoshop I'm using. Funny enough, I was thinking about going with paint first and try to make that work. Kinda glad I didn't. I got 2 drawings in. My mom suggested that use Photoshop. She gave me the program that we have, and here we are. Brought me to this moment right here, drawing all this stuff, making all these creations, expanding my role even further. I mean, before my sketches, I only did random drawings. I didn't really like stick to a world. In my sketching days, I don't even remember any significant OCs that I've made. I made a lot of OCs, that's for certain. A lot of random characters and creations. So I have more than what Photoshop has to entail, but, you know, strange, isn't it? You have all these creations and you don't even realize it. Well, that more so applies to me. Not a lot of people really create that much. And if they do, it's mostly just fan art. You should make your own creation. Why not? Get invested in your own world that you create yourself. I don't see the harm in that. It's fun, really. It even gives you more ideas to draw stuff. I can't tell you how many storylines I have in mind for Moon alone. Just Moon alone has a decent amount of storylines. And guess what? I have a third idea for a Moon's cosplay that I think a lot of you might like. No spoilers, though, of course. I'll leave it to your imagination. But go on ahead. Try to take a wild guess at who Moon is cosplaying next. For anybody who don't know the other two characters Moon cosplay as, let me give you a hint. Shantae in the Seven Sirens, there's this warp room girl that almost looks like Moon. Has the same hairstyle. Difference being her outfit, of course. And the next one, I cannot remember her name, her full name. But she's a character by the name of Anna. That's from this weird anime that I can't remember what the name was, but it definitely what looked like it was either a hentai or an ecchi, either one. And it was strange, so to speak. You know what I'm talking about if you know Moon and the character Anna. Especially with the fact that they share similar hairstyles. I didn't even know who Anna was until I saw that one drawing of her on DeviantArt. It wasn't anything in that particular nature, but it definitely was not something that you would want to see because FYI sees 16 people, so please stop drawing her in those types of art. Is there a hot teacher or MILF in that series that I could draw, maybe? Maybe. Who knows? But no, seriously, guys, calm your hormones. It makes sense if you're the same age, but you shouldn't be drawing 16-year-olds at the age of 30 in that particular instance. Now, of course, if they turn 18 at the end of the series, who am I to stop you? No, there's no point in even trying to tell them to stop. They're gonna keep drawing it. I'm gonna at least try to have some form of consistency. For instance, I'm never going to draw any of the My Hero Academia girls that you see so often on DeviantArt. Unless it's a normal drawing. Obviously, Paragon Fabi, that's a cute and adorable drawing. If Fabi turns 18, yeah, go figure. At that point, they're an adult and a fictional character, and if they're an adult, it shouldn't really matter at that point. But don't draw them, they're still 15, bro, come on. I can understand if you're close to their age at the time of drawing it. If you're also 15 and drawing that, kudos to you. But at the same time, if you're in your mid-30s, I don't want to use mid-30s because it's really creepy the older it gets, even creepier. It is creepy, but it gets even creepier. You get to a certain level of creepy, it can't get creepier than this. It does. Trust me, it does. I watch Ken and Buff react to Chris Hansen. The man that the Booty Warrior seems to take a liking to. And I like to imagine somebody just going up to Chris Hansen, taking a bait, and they know it's Chris Hansen. And they're not going to do anything to him, but they're going to reenact the Booty Warrior scene. I just want to see that happen. I really wish that Dateline Predator or Miami or whatever the fuck that was called was still on, because imagine just some guy over there, right? He tells Chris to bring in 2 more people 30 minutes after he shows up. And he's alluding to a fact that he's only coming there not because of the kid, but because he wants to reenact a certain scene with Chris Hansen. But he's trying to make it seem like he's hinting towards it. He brings all of this evidence that, yes, he is doing this for the memes. He brings a giant pizza box and puts it in the front, near the front door, so that once this entire scene plays out is over, the entire crew, the camera crew, the police comes in, have a slice of pizza, and 30 minutes later they go and get the actual pose, and he and Chris Hansen, you know, working together, and just dang old, he's in the Booty Warrior character. You see him in the background and be like, I am the booty I am, or something like some sort of mantra or some shit. And then they're just like egging those 2 on. Guy over there talking about prison booty, or not booty. First of all, talking about like, we need to check you out first, or something like that. You guys are skeptical. They're thinking, oh, a 4-way with a kid? And then Chris goes on and shows them all their shit, all their texts, and then he goes, well, I have something to tell you. I am Chris Hansen, the Dateline NBC, or whatever it was called, and the other guy's like, and I'm the Booty Warrior. I'm or I don't know what he would say. Something clever, I'm sure. And then at the end of the day, those 2 are about to get arrested, and it's like, oh, and don't worry. I have some friends I'll keep you company in prison, y'all. They loves the booty just as much as you do. God. I know, it's weird, but it just would be funny if somebody replicated that scene and Chris just plays along with it and he's a good sport. He knows the meme. I've seen him doing a reaction to, not reaction, the guy who did the voice of the Booty Warrior from the Boondocks does a little skit with Chris Hansen, and Chris Hansen's playing along. I don't even think maybe he does. Maybe it's in all good sport. So, like, I don't know. But it would be just hilarious if he went along with it, and then they all just... It's a concept that I hope one day it gets made at some point. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe life will actually turn around for this. How do we get into the Booty Warrior discussion anyways? We keep on going back to the Booty Warrior. It's one of the voices that I can do decently. Not the best, obviously. I'm not a good voice person. I can't really manipulate my voice as well as others. But I'll try. Alright, now you see here we're making rocks on the path here. Man, my throat. Talking so much. Even with 1 bottle of water, it's not enough. We are getting close to finishing this, though. Should I put the rocks above the path? Yeah, that's fine. Get some wide rocks, and I'm gonna... Wide rock. Get some wide Dwayne The Rock Johnsons, and then I'm gonna get some round Dwayne The Rock Johnsons, and then I'm gonna put some grass in it. Wait. Oh god. So much slav. Spread that thin, bro. Spread that thin. Wait, what were we talking about before we went on to the Booty Warrior tangent? Oh yes, that's right. I'm going to move on from that and go and talk about the adult heroes. There's a lot of adult heroes in that show, My Hero Academia, and I'm surprised at it. Enough to at least get about 15 of them drawn. It's pretty good, though. We got Luna over here. She's going to rock that world sideways. It's going to make it a better world. It's going to change the way the villain game works by introducing her little joke villainous kind of style. Why are you flicking your ears, cat? Are you giving me a sign of what's to come? It learns about the behind me through a portal. Oh, I think we're fine. I think we're fine. The cat has calmed down. The cat is pleased. But yes, there's a decent amount. And I'm not going to go into too much spoilers for the second part. Although I'm pretty sure you can figure out what the second part's going to be. I did say I was going to go in order. Freaking cat, like, head down, eyes closed, bounce up, eyes still closed, and just looking around. That's right, I'm mopping you. Alright, that might be too big. That might be too thick. Yeah, that might be too thick. Yeah. I'm trying to sneak in this... Wait. I'm trying to sneak around this facility, but I'm dummy thick. And the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. Or, what was her name again? Esmeralda? Oh no, I'm gonna do a quick... No. Here we go. You're not able to see this. What was her name again? Yzma, of course. Hey, Yzma. I'm trying to sneak through this facility, but I'm dummy thick. And the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting. What the fuck was his name again? Oh, God. I know the memes, I just don't watch the damn... What was his name again, son? Remind me. What was his name? Main character. What is his name? Give me the name. Chozu? Was that his? Cusco. Alright, we got it. Alright, we can do this. Take 3. Esma. I'm trying to sneak through this facility, but I'm dumb and thick, and the clap of my ass cheese keeps alerting Cusco. Oh, God, that's just hilarious. I'm surprised nobody tried that. Nobody with a good Kronk impression has tried to do that. Is my impression of Kronk good? I don't know. In my head, I almost sound like it, but I probably don't sound like it in recording. You will be the judge of that, will you? Or will you not? Are you even there? Am I talking to myself? Who are you? What are you doing here? Why are you here? What purpose do you have here? Are you just listening? Am I just speaking? Is it a void? Are you even here? This isn't right. Something is wrong with the simulation. Anyways. Yeah, I'm sure somebody has already done that, but I'd have to look that up. You know, I'm not really good at Solid Snake impression, so why don't we have Solid Snake do the nice cock, so we can have like a good parallel between the two doing their own memes and references. Why not? Why the hell not? Don't worry, this is all going to be light. I'm gonna run a highlight tool through these rocks if I can remember. I better remember. I should remember. How could I forget when I look at this image, the rocks are light? I was probably just made the wrong colors out instead of using the dodge tool to make them lighter, but oh well, what can you do? It's too late now. We already applied it, and I don't want to reapply it again. And it took 3 times. I'm sure somebody who is familiar with that movie, like the back of their hand, would have been able to have done it without any, they probably would have been able to, put in some landmark that's in the movie instead of facility. Hell, there's your homework. Find somebody who's willing to replicate the dummy thick line, but in Kronk's voice and centered around the Emperor's New Groove. And you know what? Make a parody of Joe Swanson doing it as well. Hey, Peter. I'm trying to learn how to walk, but I'm dumb and thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks. Cheek fuck. This is why there's bloopers, people. This is why we got bloopers. I'm sure somebody with better sense of humor will be able to come up with something. There's your homework, people. If you know how to replicate Crunk or Joe Swanson's voice, try to replicate that line and morph it around their respective series. Good luck, you will need it. But if you're very funny and hilarious, you won't need luck, because, look at you. You're well put together, hilarious, people laugh at your jokes. You, try to avoid cringe, which is great. I really don't care about cringe. I'll do whatever I want. People don't like it. Oh, well, that's their problem. I will keep on doing my thing, and if you don't like it, good, great, fantastic. I'm doing something right. I'm hurting people with my words. And you know what? That's just as good as entertaining people with my words. With my statements, with my antics. Have I hurt you? Have I made you experience a feeling that of which makes you feel internal pain? If I have, then good, great. I hope you don't recover, because that means my mission is, complete. I've done what I need to do, and I don't need to worry about continuously hurting you, because just that conversation alone was enough to make you feel eternal pain. I have met my quota for today, and I'm sure that you probably have lots of questions. How do I remove this pain for good, for my system? And all I can say is this: you probably can. I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you will. Maybe you will be the first. I'm not sorry for sending you down this path of endless suffering. I am happy that you are in pain. And the world will know that you were in pain because of my words. And you know what? That's a good thing on my part. Because it proves to me that you were not able to handle. You were not able to handle the neutron style. And I did my job by making you suffer with the neutron style. Hugh Neutron would be pleased. He's pleased right now, as a matter of fact. If I did my mission perfectly, he's going to be giving me an endless supply of pie. Man, do I like pie. Let me go into a tangent with apple pie now, actually. Man, so many things to talk about in like a 2-hour span. Look, don't get me wrong. I like apple pie, but I want a pie that is like the same texture as pumpkin pie. You know, no giant chunks, no like mini chunks, and maybe little tiny bits of mini chunks like this big, not like this big or like little slices. Surely it's possible. You could do that with pumpkin pie, you could do that with apple pie. I don't know much about baking, but I'm sure somebody out there knows how to do what needs to be done. Of course, all things considered, it's still good. I just wish the texture could be more like pumpkin pie. Less thick chunks to chew on and more in the mouth. That was a weird motion I probably did. I can't see it because my overlay over here, I don't have 2 monitors. That's the thing. We ain't professional here. I only have 1 monitor, my laptop. But it does just trick. I look back and make sure I'm still recording, which I am. And we continue. That's how I've been doing this. And it does work. It does work. It gets the job done. And if I can get these videos out as they should be. This, yep, volume is still good. Not touching the fucking mute button, because that would ruin everything. You just see me talking like did not press mute. You definitely know I didn't press mute because of the... But you get the point. Let's see now. I think there's only one more thing I need to do with the rocks. Actually, well, no, I'm still gonna do that anyways. Getting the count up a bunch. I wonder if you can even see that. Nope, you can't. Just looking at the overlay. Unless that doesn't show it. Alright, let's see. We're gonna add more rocks. Rocks 1C. Or rock. I should put rocks, but whatever. I'm going to use this in the lightest color we have, and I'm going to go and overlay color dynamic. And boom. This is just so we have that gravelly, concrete texture, you know? I'm probably going to try to make it a little less opaque and make it more blending in with the concrete. I guess it depends. The concrete didn't look like this, but then again, it's light, and I'm not using too bright of colors, so I'll probably go on ahead and dodge this. Alright, let me see. If I need to add more, I guess I could just add that in during the process. This here just shows the bank and then the bank's edge. I'm probably going to have to like smooth out the bank's edge a bit. We don't have too much time left, so let's hurry it up. This part is relatively easy when it comes to certain backgrounds like this. Less stuff to shade in, and more time to work on other stuff. Man. Alright, here we go. I think some of those rocks are from B, right? Yeah, some of those rocks are from B. I'm going to try to make them a little bit brighter on the rail, more lighter, but not too white. Rocks here, we're going to try to make opaque brighter a little bit. And now we're going to work on the dirt over here. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I got to have the dirt kind of mesh with the concrete so it doesn't look sharp. But again, we can do that after we have finished up the shading for what we have. And texture. Whoa. Maybe texture? Yeah, the texture, why not? Get all the basic stuff done with. I don't think I'm going to put a sky in yet until after the city is done with. I mean, realistically speaking, the purple backdrop is there just to make it easier for me to work with outlines and stuff. Because of its concrete color, it's rarely ever meshing with anything. I mean, even if it does mesh with anything, usually it's not that big of an issue. Put in the colors, do the shading and all that stuff, and it's basically done. You can see it clear as day, unless, you know, the shading blends it even further because it didn't look like it would match it, but then it does in that particular department. But, yeah. Not an often used color in this department. I haven't really been using any hard colors. Like, when I say hard colors, I mean stuff like this. Okay, not that. I need to switch my tools. This. Very vivid, bright stuff. Usually it follows a certain dull pattern. Not too dull to where it looks desaturated, but dull enough to not be considered vivid or bright. I used to do those particular types of colors way in the back, way long ago in the older drawings. But then we improved, I guess. I mean, those colors still get used on certain occasions, but it's not like a common occurrence. Okay, I don't know where Hill 1C is, so I'm just going to manually click it. This one's going to be a bit weird to work with because it's all grass, but from afar. This is like a very far distance away, too. Like, I would say maybe a mile away from this? No, a mile might be too far. But it's far enough to where you can see the city from a very far distance, but you can't see a blade of grass on this particular hill. Alright, people. Shading process usually looks a little janky sometimes. You just gotta have things blending together perfectly, and then when you add the textures, it all starts to come together. And if it doesn't come together, just keep adjusting the shading until it comes together. It will come together. One way or another, I will it. Now we got clips here. Now we gotta go in, now that we're getting to more further away details. We've made some pretty good progress, though. This is all within a span of almost 6 hours. Well, let me see. I don't even remember when I ended the first part. We got like 30 minutes left. Yeah, it has almost been 6 hours. I started this at around like 10 or something. Yeah, alright, cool. 6 hours, and this is how much progress we've gotten done with. I know this part looks weird, but you see how most of the backgrounds I've made look at like the finished product. And you'll see how it works. How we can tie together. Even if it doesn't look weird to you, it still looks weird to me. It's barren landscape with like no textures whatsoever. Covered up by a bunch of stuff over here. The bridges definitely do look nice, I do gotta say. I wish I could do a bridge in the back to kind of like mirror it back and forth, kind of like, what do you call it, but that's just gonna look weird. Well, maybe not if I were to do this first, shade all that, and then, like, I could make it work, maybe. I don't know, I have not figured that part out yet. We'll see how it goes. Not too much left now, though. Once we finish shading this, and once we finish texturing this and adding little bits and pieces, we're gonna go on ahead and call the stream then. Ah, crap. Please tell me I should have saved the bridge color, right? Yeah, I did. Ooh, how did I manage this? Did I do the same thing again? No, it's on the same layer. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. It's no big deal. Happy mistakes, we can fix that happy mistake right there, you know. Fix it right now. Fix it, fix the mistake, fix the happy mistake, make it unhappy. Alright, there. Everything is fixed. Peace has been restored. Good, great, fantastic, okay. This is the hard part, trying to stay consistent with the mouse here. That's right, I'm using a mouse and keyboard. Pen tool is a really good way to go about doing mouse and keyboard with certain things. Get your shapes accurate, and everything looks pristine and neat. I'm sure I probably could work with a tablet and a pen, but I'm so ingrained with using the mouse and keyboard. Well, mouse mainly for most stuff, keyboard for like the hotkeys and functions and stuff. You got a mouse for drawing. It's not freehand drawing, it's pen hand drawing. We're using the pen tool to draw what we need to draw. And then we're using freehand for certain other things like, you know, bushes, grass, rocks, stuff like that. It's my style. It's definitely a unique style from what most people draw. Look at most of the lineless art out there, it definitely is completely different. I follow a completely different technique. I don't really have anything professional going on. I go about doing things my own way. That's how most people do it. I like the anime style and I stick with it. As simple as that. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I draw what I want to draw? That's how y'all should go and do about art and all that stuff. Don't let people try to bring you down and give you hate comments. You draw what you want to draw. They want to go ahead and question it, well, they're missing out, boy. Missing out on some real good hits over here, like Handsome Squid Soka. You don't know who that is, do you? It's real old drawn. We're talking about way back in the day. I challenge you to look in the back of my albums. I'm not going to go and grab the albums. This is your challenge. From there, find a drawing of Handsome Squidward doing the Hisoka swing pose. What the frick was the name? Oh god, I can't remember. Shine. His crotch is shining bright with the lights of the sons of gods pose. That thing. Go on ahead, look for it. That drawing is one of those timeless drawings. Ones that of which, even if I were to draw it now, it still wouldn't be as good as the original, because something about it, I just can't replicate. I mean, I probably could. It might look good, but let's leave that in the past. You know? Because it still looks good, even for the time that I drew it. But Handsome Squidward doing that pose, you would have never thought about it, would you? It's a strange drawing to make, but I did it. I did the drawing. It's out there now on the internet. The same goes for buff Pustis Bags, who's reached Ultra Instincts level. Question is, why is he on a toilet, flexing his giant muscles? I have no idea. To be honest with you, I have no idea what was going through my head making buff Pustis, but it was hilarious, I will tell you that. And also, I'm wondering if that was the first hint of the weird factory that I have given out. It had to have been. Was that the first instance the weird factory was talked about? Now I'm curious. Hold on. Let me check. A good way to check is to look at Weird Factory and go all the way down to the bottom of my gallery. No, I guess Bloodshed Fred was the first instance of the Weird Factory, huh? Weird. Another thing I could talk about. Have you ever seen of the character Freaky Fred from Curse Cow Dog? He likes to smile a lot, right? Smiling a lot. But have you ever seen him frown? Look disheveled, holding a needle, and is trying to stick that needle in you with strange liquids that changes and morphs your body into multiple different side effects. Now imagine yourself as Hank Hill, just enjoying a nice dinner with your family. Out of nowhere, this man, this weird trench lab coat looking thing, holding a needle, sticks it into Bobby and Peggy. Luann isn't there for some reason. Don't know why. Maybe this is after that. And their heads just explode into a bloody mess. And he gets up from his seat, scared as hell. And Bloodshed Fred turns around slowly and stares down at Hank. Hank. Some voice like that, he says, as he slowly walks towards Hank and says, I'm going to give you the count of 3 to run and hide. And I find you, I'm going to stick this needle in you, and we are going to conduct some experiments. Hank, let's make this into a game. Hank doesn't know what the hell is going on. His fight or flight's going all over the place as Freaky Fred, or should I say, Bloodshed Fred, stands there with a needle and his family dead behind him. Hank just runs, hides. His house shapes and morphs. Everything is dark, eerie, creepy. Bloodshed Fred counts down and hunt begins. Hank only has until 6 a.m. to survive this, and it's 8 p.m. Well, I don't know what time he would eat dinner with his family, but let's assume 8 p.m. Actually, 6 p.m. For some reason, it's dark at 6 p.m. right now. So yeah, 6 p.m. Survived 12 hours in Hank Hill's house. That's Hank Hill trying to avoid being stuck in with a needle with strange liquids by a creepy man. Creepy, right? It gets even worse as he tries to hide and stay away from Bloodshed Fred. He sees a hallucination of his family, Bobby, Peggy. And these hallucinations have strange effects that causes Hank to get frightened beyond reason. And these frightened episodes draw Bloodshed Fred exposition. Hank's only option is to run or hide. And he best hide without making any noise, because if Bloodshed Fred hears some noise, he will look through every hiding spot and find Hank. And you want to know the things that happen to Hank when he gets stuck with that needle? Multiple things, multiple different side effects. Consider these the death animations for every time you fail to keep Hank alive. There's one animation where his entire body starts to break off into these cubes and starts to fall off his body slowly. It's a slow and painful death, I know, it's terrible. But the mission, or Freaky Fred or Bloodshed Fred's objective is failed, and he leaves that timeline, goes to a different timeline where he doesn't show up, and the cycle restarts with Bobby and Peggy dying infinitely, and Hank running, hiding for his life inside of his house, trapped inside of his house. Need I say, trying to avoid this madman sticking a needle in him and conducting these strange experiments. In Hank's mind, he knows 100% for a fact that whatever's in that needle will kill him. What he doesn't know is the effects are different. In his mind, he thinks he's going to get his head blown off by the liquids inside of the vial. But those are just the rejected liquids made specifically to remove unwanted test subjects. The real liquid that Bloodshed Fred uses is a liquid with the true experiment, true test. As Hank goes and hides, Bloodshed Fred takes a reprieve. He goes to his little makeshift alchemy table that he just popped in out of nowhere in his household to work on his experiment of refinement. To do some tests, double check, and make sure the liquids are where they need to be. Nothing changes with the death animation. The death animation is random. But that's how it goes. There's multiple death animations, and I would say maybe after 1,000 deaths, you get to see the true success to this experiment. Hank Hill would turn into this giant, green, hulking, indestructible monster. He becomes the Incredible Hank. At least that's one possible outcome. The randomized outcomes happen guaranteed at 1,000. And then it's randomized success after 1,000 to have different successful experience. Here's this one creation of Hank that I've made before that is pretty funny, but also life-threatening. I know, right? Life-threatening Hank Hill. What this Hank Hill is a rock monster. Buff rock monster with a whole bunch of multicolored rocks surrounding his... Oh god. Surrounding his body did something true. Okay, good, we're good. And he has this big overbite jaw that looks rocky. Like Rocky Little... You know that metal jaw guy from Venture Brothers? Something like that, except it's rocks, thicker, and it has a few thicker teeth sticking out of it. Something like that, And, what he does is he goes around, eats stone, and then once he's gotten to the point where he has to relieve himself, he sings "Baby Come Back" in a specific kind of voice. Let me put this bottle away before I can't take it. And it sort of goes like this. Baby, come back. In more deeper tone. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong. And I just can't live without you. After that, he squats down. And what he does? He is taking a shit. But it's not a shit. It's a giant, perfectly spherical, yellow glowing orb. That orb? Try to take a wild guess of what that orb will do. Go on, guess. I'll give you some time, a few seconds. Come on, guess. Did you guess it right? That orb nukes the entire city. That's right. The entire city gets nuked. Everybody dies. And he usually only does it in a crowded city with a bunch of people in it. Nobody knows why. People try to kill him, but he's a rock monster. The bullets keep bouncing off of him. Nobody knows how to deal with this threat. They got this Hank Hill looking ass motherfucking monster coming around, eating stone, shitting nukes, and killing a whole city of people. That's where my brain freaking goes sometimes. I don't know why Hank Hill was the subject of that entire instance. I don't think at the time I was thinking about Barney Rubble's Little Adventure crap and why it's not Barney Rubble. And I will get into that at some point, why there's a whole bunch of Flintstones-related instances that, by all means, shouldn't really be made, but, my brain goes there. Why does it go there? I don't know. I don't restrict my brain, and I shouldn't restrict my brain. But yes, Hank was the one who was unfortunate enough to be used in that entire creation of that abomination. I am not entirely too sure why I made it. I don't even know if he was a creature of dreams. Did I dream of this? Probably. I think I made it while I was awake. I mean, it makes sense. Hank Hill was drunk with Lucky, I think, singing "Baby Come Back." And then for some reason, my brain simulated that to this weird, rocky abomination of Hank Hill who eats rocks and shit nukes. And then, became that creation. Maybe I'll draw him one day. Who knows? Assuming my brain can actually 100% recreate what I'm looking at right now in my imagery directory head processor thingy. I'm sure we've all had those weird instances. Only difference with my instances is it doesn't really involve me, but rather other creations of other characters and operations. I've seen so many people incorporating their own characters into other series, and I do that with Luna. But my brain primarily does the weirder stuff with other creations, and for some reason, Hank Hill was the primary subject for that weirdness. Usually it's either Duke Nukem, like not the original Duke Nukem, but a certain Duke. I don't want to get into any spoilers right now, but usually it is, yes, Duke Nukem. There's Fred Flintstone and Barney, a lot of it involving Barney Rebels, not any other Barney. What other Barney can you think of that is paired together with Fred Flintstone? Well, you think Barney actually doubles as a purple dinosaur? When he's not doing his little sitcoms in the Flintstones, he dresses up as Barney and does his second job. I don't know. This is crap. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Wait, no. Okay. The history was about to reach its threshold. But yeah, there you go. I have shared with you today a few weird things that I have thought of. Number 2, blowing up. Well, I already shared with you Bloodshed Fred, but I told you the whole story. And Rock Hank. I think I'm sticking with the name Rock Hank. I mean, it makes sense. Hank Hill, made of rocks, and it's a very bad creation. The thing is, I don't know if it's considered an entity or not. Well, okay, here's the thing. The abducting trafficker is a literal weird, naked, amorphous blob thing that's a combination of Heiss, or whatever the hell his name was, from Squidbillies, and Rocky Dennis. So surely I can make the Rock Hank. Not Dwayne the Rock Hank, no, Rock Hank. Although I'm sure that's also a pretty funny drawing idea. Hank Hill dressed up as Dwayne the Rock Johnson, or Dwayne the Rock Johnson dressing up as Hank. Actually, I have a funny feeling that Dwayne the Rock Johnson would probably look like Breaking Bad Hank if he dressed up as Hank. It'd be perfect. What do you want, cat? And here comes the cat. Yep, you can see. Just making sure to keep that away from the stuff. Oh, good. This is even longer than the other one. But we got like 10 minutes left. I still feel like there's more that I have to do with the background here. Maybe if it's at 5, see if that works. That's the problem with faraway grass. It's hard to make it look good. We're not looking like this weird blotchy thing. Although I guess if you were to look at it like as it would be a painting, I guess it makes sense. I mean, it'd be neater than what I could do in an actual freaking painting, at least. Alright, let's see. Hill 1, yes. Hill 1. Hill 2. We're going to go on ahead and try to add a little bit more textures to the hill, you know. The hills. There was another thing which, a whole bunch of, I want to tell this little story, but at the same time, it also has spoilers for what I have planned for a certain instance after the Weird Factory. The best I can say is Bill Dauterive is a dictator wearing this like black and red kind of get-up that kind of looks like some anime-esque Russian commander general guy would wear. And Hank Hill, for some reason, is the submissive slave of this dictator Bill. That was his name, Dictator Bill. That's right. And essentially, what it was Hank had to try to keep the place clean. And make dinner as well, the soup. And if the place wasn't clean and the soup was terrible, Bill takes a couple of sips from the soup and then places the spoon down. Looks angry. Gets up from the table aggressively and goes to Hank and just, well, ladies and gentlemen, Hank Hill is dead. Gets pummeled, and this build though treated as like, okay. Let me see if this is actually showing where it is. Okay, here we go. Here is Hank Hill, and here is Bill. And Bill is not fat, but rather muscular fat. And at this point, it's more of a case of overpowering. And there's another little tiny tidbit to that entire story. Apparently, this happened in another instance with Hank, but Hank Hill was in a post-apocalyptic scenario, was able to turn like Super Saiyan, I think. I don't know. Some weird crap, but there was this instance where the dictator Bill somehow comes into this particular universe. And it shows that, yes, Dictator Bills for some reason have controls over Hank Hills, and they don't know why, but it happens. Rest assured that Hank Hill of that universe with the Super Saiyan instance was able to fight him and go through all that. There's a whole lot in that particular universe that has been forgotten. I would not be able to retell you the whole story because it's been too long and it's a distant memory. There are some things I have really good memory over, but I cannot remember a single frame from this aside from a few instances and a few characters being used. There was definitely Ninja Shrek being used, that's for certain. Shrek doing ninjutsu or something. A lot of clone Shreks all over the place. I definitely do remember that. Something about a castle. Was it the Lich or Dracula? I can't remember. I don't know. A whole bunch of weird crap was in that universe. Like the most ambitious crossover. And I can't remember all of it. I think it started like Fallout. Like Hank was in some cryogenic chamber and then the entire world got screwed up. The land shifted surrounding him and he woke up to these two redneck-looking hillbilly old guys who were like the quest givers for the first area of the entire world. And then you had to fight against somebody, but I can't remember who they were. I believe Shrek was in the second area of the game, but I could not remember the first one or all the others. I don't think Waluigi was involved, but I wouldn't put it past my brain to implement him or Shaggy for like the meme's sake of it all. Because if this was supposed to basically be like a meme game and all the memes and all that crap together, I wouldn't put it past my brain to add those two. Maybe I think Shaggy was in that. I think he was. And I think it was like this main overarching villain type guy that was just like overlooking Hank's progress, but not really actually getting involved. Or was it? It could have been Fatherton too, because I do vaguely remember adding something with that entire instance. But maybe Shaggy was also involved as like the greater threat. Like Fatherton was perceived as the main threat, and I think something about Buck's son, but not his actual son. Fatherton somehow got immortality. Buck is dead. The son that's not the son that he had first. A different son comes into play. And then he comes in as the main. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm trying to remember a relic from the past that I'm not going to freaking do anything with. But, it's good to get it out into the open to tell you all that, yes, my brain is able to create some weird scenarios. It shows that, no, I do not really suffer from artist's block. I don't suffer from artist block. I have a never-ending repertoire of ideas. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Who cares? I'm still going to draw it. I'm still going to make it. Why not? If I can, at least. I am definitely going to draw a bunch of stuff that I have in mind. Okay, you know what? I think we got like 4 minutes left. I think we did what we needed to. I think now's a good time to end it for now. I mean, to you guys, the third part will be up immediately. For me, I have to record it tomorrow at some point and do all of that stuff, but there you have it. Good progress so far. Background's not that bad. I don't really know how else I would be. I'd probably maybe add some bushes here and there to try to like break up the plain monotony, and just like little tiny bushes. I am able to do that. I'll try to remember that. And the last step is definitely going to be the cityscape right here. Kind of like have a small amount go up here, and the city is going to be shrouded in a fog, a far distance fog. It's going to look awesome. Now, we've gone on for almost 3 hours right here. 3 hours? Okay, good. We went on for 3 hours. Like, that's almost 6 hours in total. And I'd say we made a lot of progress, made a lot of conversation, talked about some important things, went down some dark alleys, went down some light alleys, went down the weird factory for a bit. Maybe we'll go down it more, who knows? I have no clue. But I hope you've enjoyed this part. Yes, there's going to be a part 3. Am I going to be breaking all these drawings up into parts? It depends. Some drawings takes a while to make. Drawing 2 people do definitely take a while. And with the background I have in mind here, it definitely is going to take some time. It's just not really going to be that long. It's like city, maybe some bushes in there, skies, the effects, lighting, all that. We'll see. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that dang old bell right there. No, I don't have anything to replicate a bell. And like for more cats. Actually, where is the cat right now? Let me see if I can grab the cat so you can see her. Mid-part cat through wherever the hell you just went. She just vanished. She's probably in the other room right now. Let me try to snap the bed so you can see her. Oh, there she is. All right, Cadillac. Come down, kitty. Come on. There you go. She's not like being held. I don't know why. Look, the camera. Why you gotta look behind there? What's wrong? You scared of what's over there? Oh gosh, she's running. There we go. Alright, there you have it. You got to see the cat. Full force. The cat almost tried to poke my eye out. See, cats are trying to take over the world. You don't want me to succeed. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a feedback on how I did, how was conversation. Maybe let your friends know. And the more people that knows, the more of these I'll make. I'm going to make more anyways, but I would like to have an audience that likes to see me draw. I'm not that good at conversation, but I am at the very least trying. I'm trying to get used to looking at the camera here because I'm not used to this yet, but I will be, and trust me on this one, nothing's going to change. It's probably going to be the same thing. Maybe less wacky as time goes on, who knows. Anyways, later. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Goodbye.